What the was that? That wasn't the Nashville Predators playing that game. Well, hello there.
It's Frosty time!
It's playoff hockey time, baby. Let's go. That wasn't the Nashville Predators playing that game.
Preds win, baby, 4-0 over the Philadelphia Flyers.
What do you think? It's not the Nashville Predators way of playing hockey.
The streak is over!
Let's go, Preds. Let's go, Preds. Let's go, Preds. Preds lose to the Winnipeg Jets 5-1 on home ice once again. These last three games have proven to me how inconsistent this team really can be, and the game today against Florida is really going to prove it. It's almost like the Preds and the Maple Leafs are going through the exact same kind of downfall right now, except the Preds is a lot more disappointing, you know? With all the talent, the depth, the defensive prowess this team has, they should be a lot better than what they're producing right now. And it's beyond me as to why they aren't producing, and then the next game they are, and then the next game they aren't. The Preds let up 3 goals to fourth liners. 2 of them to Brandon Lemieux, which, I mean, Pekka couldn't stop one of them, and the other was off of Weber's skate, so you really couldn't blame either on Pecorino. The same thing with the Appleton goal. You couldn't blame Pecorino on that one. The Little and the Tanev goals, I don't know what to say about those either. I don't think you can blame Pecorino in this game, because when he had to come up big, he came up big. He had a big save on a shorthanded breakaway from, God, who was it? I think it might have been Wheeler and Scheifele. We're streaking down, and Subban was the only one back. But Pecorino made a huge save there. Again, it's almost like the Columbus and the Chicago games, except they got killed this time. They weren't able to score their way out of this one. Not that they usually are used to doing that. We can't rely on 1-0 games, especially when we're not the first ones to score. The Arvidsson goal was good. The Arvidsson was a bright spot in this game. Also, Watson was a bright spot in this game. Colton Sissons looked pretty good. The power play was awful. The power play has been awful. Peter Laviolette needs to try something else. I don't care if you put Dan Hamhuis on the power play. I don't care if you put Yannick Weber on the power play. I don't care if Austin Watson goes on the power play. Whatever we're doing right now is not working at all. Hellebuck was great. You can't. I'm not going to take too much away from Hellebuck. I mean, the Preds put on a lot of shots. They weren't quality shots. It's kind of like during that 6-game streak. The 6-game losing streak. It was more like a game against Dallas, where they put a lot of shots on, but they didn't matter. Because they weren't high-danger shots, they weren't high-danger opportunities, except in this one we scored. And we let the other team score 5. I just don't know what this team is right now. And I understand it's a slump, and I understand that there are players out, but you can't. That doesn't mean anything when you win the last game over the Stanley Cup champions, the defending Stanley Cup champions, Washington Capitals. If you can go pound them in the ground 7-2 when you can't even come up with more than a goal against Winnipeg at home, it's like home ice advantage doesn't even matter for the Preds anymore. Remember the 2017 run? They were unstoppable at home. They didn't lose their first game at home until the Ducks. I believe it was game 3 or 4. That was the first time that the Preds got beaten at home during the 2017 playoffs. Now it's not like it even matters. The energy that the crowd there brings doesn't matter. Especially game against Winnipeg, you should be pumped up and ready for the game. You should be ready to score 3-4 goals, because one's not going to win you a game against Winnipeg. As you saw in the previous match, 3-0. They were able to win. They were able to shut them down. But that defense has completely gone out the window. The team looks terrible in front of Pecorino. They're not giving him anything. They got a couple block shots here and there, but that's still not. They gotta get the other team's players out of the crease. They shouldn't be able to just walk in there and get a couple tip-ins like they did. They shouldn't have shots off the point. They should have someone in front of the person at the point getting ready to block the shot. There's some physicality in this game, and it was almost like there was no heart in this game. I just didn't like what I saw at all from the Preds on Thursday night. Pretty much what I noticed is that they were sloppy, and that the power play sucks. And even if they just have to throw out entirely new units, I think it'd be better. I think they should change up defense pairs too. You know, because right now with the way Peter Laviolette's throwing them out the last 2 games, they've had Yossi and Subban, Ekholm and Ellis, and Weber and Hamhuis. I think what they should do is they put Yossi and Hamhuis together, Subban and Ekholm together, like they always have been, and Ellis and Weber. I don't think that works handedly, like hand-wise, but you need the way the Preds are playing hockey right now, and I know Roman Josi can get back. I know he's great defensively, and he hasn't really looked bad in in the 2 losses that we were absolutely killed. He was probably one of the only bright spots in the game against Carolina. But I just think he needs a more defensive partner. Even if you just switch Ekholm and Ellis and Ekholm, if you can do that, it just don't look good. Oh, but then again, when Subban and Ellis are out on the period of the long change, they look terrible together. So I don't know. I think maybe go back to the original defense pairs. I just don't know. Maybe play Weber and Hamhuis more. The team looks terrible defensively. 5 goals. They look terrible offensively. The power play is absolute garbage. The penalty kill's fine. They have to play better in front of Pecorino. That's what it comes down to. Pecorino can't bail the Preds out of every mistake they make. They can bail them out of a few, but not everything. It's a terrible game. Winnipeg surely made the Preds play terrible, kind of like Carolina did. But that wasn't all Winnipeg. Connor Hellebuyck and the post a couple times bailed them out. The refs were terrible on all sides. Probably Ryan Johansson probably should have been thrown out. By the way, we're without Ryan Johansson today. So I don't even know who's going to center that line. Maybe Colton Kostitsins, maybe Nick Bonino. He's been suspended for, I think it was 3 games. 2 games. It was 2 games. Because of the 2-handed just tomahawk chop on the Jet. I think it might have been either Scheifele or Wheeler's neck. And now we're without him. Now the Preds are without him today. And I just don't know how this team's going to stack up now. You know, we missed Forsberg for for most of that slide we went in, and they looked terrible. They couldn't score. So I don't know how that's going to be, because Ryan Johansson's been probably one of the more consistent players this season, and he's been there for all the season. But that was a stupid play, whether it's intentional or not. It didn't look intentional in the moment, but when you see it slow down, just like everything, it looked intentional. So I guess we'll see what this Preds team is today against the Florida Panthers. They beat them 7-2. They're one of the most consistent teams in the NHL. That's it for this one. If you agree with me, give it a like. If you want to see more positive videos, then you might want to just go to Bridgestone Arena and start yelling at the Preds, because the only way you get more positive videos is if they start playing better. If you want to see more of these, just subscribe. I think I do a decent job at analyzing the Preds. That's it for this one. The Preds play tonight, I believe, at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, against the Florida Panthers, who last night played against the Toronto Maple Leafs and beat them 3-1 on their back half of a back-to-back. So I guess we'll see how this goes. And then we go on the road for a couple games, and then it's the All-Star break. And then I believe after that is the week-long break, and that's when I'll do the mid-season review. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the outro.